Okay, we're in Old Town Scottsdale today. Homeowner last night was awoken. Something was scratching inside of the wall cavities. Generally speaking, when something's scratching inside of the wall, we're usually going to be dealing with roof rats. Now, we're up on top of the roof here, and we can see on the vent stacks that somebody had come through at some point in time and done some exclusion work. And exclusion is just a fancy word for a barrier, something that keeps critters out of homes. One of the things that they did here, however, that I'm not the biggest fan of is if you look at the connections, the way they made the secure connections on these is they use plastic or vinyl zip ties. Now, rats are industrious. They can chew through almost any material, including tin, aluminum. So using plastic and trying to keep rats out, not something that I would recommend. Another thing that we see here is on some of the areas that have been excluded in the past, we can see the connections may or may not have been done. Again, this is just that vinyl that's actually been painted. It very well could be that the UV sun, the heat out here just kind of cooked those things off, and then this thing popped itself off, and now we got a rodent that has popped in underneath of here. So these are some of the things that you want to take into consideration when you're doing a rodent exclusion job. The materials that you're using do matter when you're making connections to keep rodents out. And an interesting thing on this roof also is if you walk back here, you'll notice that this one is actually rusted straight out, and the reason for that is that these vent caps, they actually breathe out water vapor, and that vapor sits on this metal, and over time it will corrode, decay, and boom, it just kind of falls apart here, becomes soft and brittle, and then all that exclusionary work needs to be redone because we can have rodents jump back in there. So we will get a trapping session going here. We'll redo all of these exclusions with the correct material, make the correct connections on it, and get this house to quiet down so we don't have to worry about roof rats getting into the wall cavities and keeping people up at night.